the shot. Should be one to watch this one. And still no 4th place, which is Mundo, just trying to get his moment of glory so we can all see Mundo lining up. And now we wait then for 5 red lights for the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix. Who will win today? Lights are out and away we go. It does seem everyone gets a bit of a bog start as we start, and it's a pretty good start from Matiz, although the Red Bull moves out of shot. He's already trying. In fact, it's a poor start from Matiz. He's not got away well at all. The Red Bull, as RBZ takes the lead into turn 1. There's the other end of Mundo trying to go around the outside. Matiz with a shocking start. He's dropped to 4th, maybe even 5th here. We haven't even got to turn 2 yet. Mundo just trying to hold the inside line as we head through turn 3.
That's absolutely incredible. And you know what it is? I think Matiz is on the intermediate compound tyres, because I saw him on the formation lap on the inters and everyone's on the wets. If you look at everyone else, they're on the wet tyres and he's absolutely struggling for grip out there. Matiz is falling down the field and it's costing him valuable points in the championship. He's wide, everyone's trying to avoid him. He's going to have to pit this lap for some wet tyres or just bring it out. If the conditions are going to get better, he's going to have to literally just bring it out. But what did I say earlier? This is what RBZ needed to happen. He needed people around him to get Matiz right back in the field. And Matiz is down, he's slowing. He's just getting absolutely mud by everyone on the wet tyres. And look at that, it's incredible stuff. And RBZ's got the dream start to a race that he's wanted. And he's now leading this race. Dutch Gamalaz in 2nd, and you've got the 3rd place with Danny M7. So the 2 Red Bulls in 2nd and 3rd. And we'll see how this all goes. Danny is in a good position as, oh my god, his own teammate is losing the rear end in that slow right-hander where you have to really rev the engine out to get any sort of just torque. Comundo in a brilliant 4th. He had a really decent start to the race too. And he's kept with he's kept right there in the fight, and V6 and P5. But Danny is looking for a move on Dutch Gamalaz now. And I'm sure he'll want to get this one done quickly. And Lars actually lets him through. So he's actually said, you know what, have it, you're the faster guy at this point in time. I'll let you through, not cost my own time, and go get that win. So Danny M7 is going to try and chase down RBZ, but we know how good RBZ is in these conditions. He's a pretty decent driver in these conditions. It's his preferred conditions, and he's going to have to try and take this shot as much as he can, because as you see, and then the Toro Rosso is off as well, but Matiz is actually sticking it out there. So I thought he would do that, because on this game, you know, the wet compound versus the inters, there isn't a massive offset. There's obviously a grip offset in terms of like speed, cornering grip, and cornering speed. But generally the grip is pretty much exactly the same in terms of like traction wise. So I think in some ways Matiz might be able to hold it out a little bit and just keep in the top 10, and then maybe he'll be able to do something. But yeah, this is costing him time a lot, and there's cars off in the background. Melanie's fighting away with Cushion as well back there. We'll see how this is mounting up too. This seems to be one of the, I think everything's sort of starting to chill down a little bit as he's having a little look at Cushion. Behind him, you got Monster, you got Stracho as well. Delta if we fall down in 16th place, Pinawell in 17th. But right now, the guy in the
look at Melanie. Melanie's making a move on Matiz, I believe there. Going around the outside of turn 6. What a move that is from the Toro Rosso, although be it on the better compound of tyres, but gets the move done on the Williams, who is very much in a, well, he's in a race of his own now, because he is really struggling. He dropped, when he come around turn 8 on the first lap, he was 12th. He was all the way down in 12th, so what an awful start from Matiz, as we said. But yeah, very, very good there. So
I have to say though, surely it's got to be a game problem, because there's no way, I know full well Matiz would never select the inter compound, because it normally gives you the tyre you're going to start on. So it normally tells you what tyre you're going to start on for the race, because see, it's wet, full wet like this, it automatically puts you on the full wet tyres. Maybe it hasn't done that for Matiz, and I don't know, it's very interesting to see. I don't know what that's happened. And Matiz is really struggling, and you've got Cushion right behind him. I think this might be his chance, and we'll watch Cushion get past Matiz as he's right there with him, and he's going to get to the left-hand side. Doesn't have the front line speed as much as Vibes into the 52. Oh my god, Lars actually matches him as well. So up the inside goes Cushion on Matiz. It's going to be, give him the space, leave the space, and Matiz
the Merc's going to follow him through as well, maybe. No, he's not. Well, mate, yeah, in fact, the Merc will go for it. I think that's Feisty Ted. I could be wrong. He's also trying to get a move on. They're going to maybe make it 3 wide into 1. It's probably not going to work out well at all. But in fact, I think the Merc's actually gone. Now there's been a bit of contact. Yeah, I couldn't quite see it because I was watching Cushion, but yeah, it's really a bit of contact there. And Matiz actually comes away with
perhaps. And you're going to go around the outside. Ken tries to do this on Matiz. He needs to make this a bit. Look at that, they're losing time. to the guys in the points. So that's the problem. And Arbiters goes around the outside.
Oh, they make
Matiz has
contact. He's
contact.
down.
And
So
Matiz.
Matiz has lost out Madeir now, hasn't he? Jeez, he's now down into 16th place.
Now,
Oh, if you were RBZ.
And
If
RBZ,
you were RBZ now. Jeez.
he'd be absolutely just loving the sight of this, because Matiz is absolutely doomed at this stage. He's right at the back and he's just got no grip, and I suppose in that situation he couldn't really judge what to do with his car, because you just don't know what the grip really is on those tyres. And obviously if the car doesn't respond to you, then he just content model is that sensitive that if you plough into that angle you're going to die. So right now, looking at front, Lars is making a little bit of a mistake. Almost Mario Karting it through.
Sideways.
Yeah, I don't know, that's lag or something.
It's really good to see that these two Red Bulls are actually keeping in taps with RBZ. Although we've only had 3 laps, at least, well, to be fair, Lars kept him honest, getting the fastest lap last time out. So, okay, it's only lap 2, he said it, but it's, again, just keeping that Renault honest at the front of the field. And again, they're going sideways through turn 15. Maybe lag, but let's just see. Danny M7 then goes fastest of all with a 52.0. So he is just trying to closing the gap. It's 1.2 seconds. His teammate was thinking about a move. I think those two must be in a party with each other. But yeah, it's Mundo there still in 4th. Is there any fights going on further down the grid? Not from what I can see. In fact, look in the background, Cushion is under pressure from a Manor, and it's going, I think that's Ira, it's not, who is that? Yeah, Cushion is still side by side with Delta, that is. And up the inside goes Delta through turn 2. It will be the outside for turn 3. This is only for 12th place, but Cushion trying to keep him honest here in the Sauber. They're going side by side through 3. There's a little bit of a touch between the two, I think. And up the hill they go into the braking zone of 4. And Cushion just trying to hold his nerve, just still trying to hold that Manor. But the Manor's got it done through 4. Can the Sauber respond through 5 and 6? Probably not going to happen. So,
very good
little move there from Delta.
Good racing from Delta, very good indeed. Yeah, definitely.
I think there's also, what's his name? Matiz is trying to get past his team, or in fact has now passed his teammate. So, probably team orders going on there.
Just a worthy mention as well, Gorch Crab's actually into 8th place. It is actually a really good start to the race. He was down in like, what, 14th? Something like that. So,
yeah,
good start from him. Yeah, Gorch, so he's actually gotten to 8th. Taylor now in 7th from 11th. Joe in 6th. Force India actually having a very good day. Both of them.
Yeah,
I think they're
very solid, that is, yeah.
Very similar in Singapore as well. This little team of Joe and Taylor, very good team there. A very good team. Probably one of the best teams in the grid. V6 in 5th. Doing a good job too. He's going to be one of those guys who's got the really good outright pace, just hasn't been able to do it. But looking at the front once again, we're going to go to the front, and Danny is leading still away from Lars at this stage, but obviously up in the lead of the race. And still, they're keeping each other honest, but Comundo's starting to join in the fight a little bit here. So
yeah, he's kept them honest as well, hasn't he? Yeah, definitely. He's trying to, of course, these two make any mistake, and he's going to be on that like an absolute. I haven't got a metaphor really,
like
but if we want a bullet, we'll do. So yeah, Commando just needs to try and keep the gap pretty close between these two. I think he knows that. That's just pretty obvious. But yeah, let's just wait and see as to what he can do. The gap between Danny and the race leader RBZ is 1.3 seconds. So RBZ goes a little bit wide on the exit of 6. Didn't cost him a lot of time, but. Yeah, making little mistakes like that can eventually cost you a lot of time, so just bear that one in mind. V6 doing a pretty good job in 5th. I'm not really too sure on V6. He's 11th in the championship. His best result was a 4th place in Hungary. So he's doing a pretty sound job for Mercedes there in 5th place. And yeah, let's just see what he can do in this race, whatever position he ends up. And yeah, you said about Force India, probably look like the dark horses of F1 at the moment, the Tier 1 at the moment. So yeah, I'd watch that for next season. If these two are paired up again next season, I think that's one you should probably watch for on a long-term scale. But yeah, Joe and I can't even remember who was the Taylor the Vol. Yeah, doing a pretty sound job in 6th and 7th. That's a good haul of points for them. That's 12 points gained, I believe. So it is 12, isn't it? No, I think it's more than that.
And just Danny's actually gone into the pit lane, so maybe the Inters, it just looked like it got a bit, it just seemed like on our screens that it got a little bit more, not as wet you know, and it
Yeah.
just seems maybe it's time for Inters, maybe perhaps, and Matiz might not be struggling as much at this stage of the race, obviously. And here comes Danny. Let's see what tyre he goes on, and it is a set of intermediate tyres for the Red Bull driver, and away he goes. So a decent stop from Red Bull, as you expect. Very standard for every single team, apart from the lower end.
I'd just like to warn you that Matiz set his personal best, and he's gone fastest of all. So as I just said, he has gone green in the first couple of seconds. And in fact, I think he's actually going to get a move done on the Red Bull. He's got past Danny. He's gone into 6th place. He's trying to hold him, I believe, the Red Bull there. He's trying still, but Matiz has somehow gone from, he's actually got ahead of the Red Bull. Of course, that doesn't mean a lot in case Matiz has to pit, but that is pretty interesting in terms of where he has come out in relation with Danny. So, yeah, let's just watch this a little scrap for now. And as I said, these tyres, maybe a blessing in disguise. Maybe a blessing in disguise from Matiz there. And maybe he just knew. Who knows?
I said to him to keep on it. You know, I said to him to keep. I thought he would keep on it because, obviously, in this game, the Inters and the wets aren't big. You know, the difference between he's actually gone wide actually, and Danny gets him. So there you go. On the pressure Inters, he's got him. But yeah, maybe actually it's not going to hurt him as much as he believes. Maybe he can still get some points out of this race. Probably like a top 7 or top 6 finish. So it's not out of the woods yet. It's not going to be an easy 25 points done dusted gain for RVZ. So yeah,
watch Mundo and Lars. Mundo and Lars for 2nd place. Mundo's up the inside through 14. Lars went so deep through 14. Mundo's got a great run on him, but he just can't get the move done on that Red Bull. It's all about the pit stops now. If, of course, RBZ stops, which indeed he does, is Mundo going to follow him in? Of course he can't, because his teammates pits. That may cost him time. All to play for yet, though. Apparently on my screen, Mundo's on soft tyres. That's an interesting one. But, yeah, Mundo's so close. Lars runs so deep through 14. Just got it all wrong through that little sector. And I'm not sure what happened. Well, may have just locked. A bit of trail braking, it seemed, through 14. But he's actually got away with it because he's come straight into the pit. Matiz goes fastest again. A 50 this time. But that is somewhat quicker than his previous lap. So, yeah, it's just watch this little fight.
They're getting better and better, aren't they? They're getting much better. So we can see that Matiz is in a little bit of a zone right now, isn't he? And he's in P3 currently. And in some ways, it's been a bit of a blessing in disguise. But we'll have to pit again, surely, because you have to, because obviously you have to do a pit stop in these conditions. So,
yeah.
But he might be able to hold up his head a little bit. It might help him.
Yeah, Lars, meanwhile, has made a move on Maranzano for P5 there. So, good move from Lars. And Maranzano trying to come back at him here, but can't quite do it in the Toro Rosso. So, yeah, as I said previously in qualifying, that Maranzano is in that little scrap with Mundo for 4th in the championship. There's only 2 points between those two, so any point is a massive point for those two.
May I interrupt you?
In their little scrap.
Danny, he was behind RVZ. He's 2nd place.
Wait, what?
Danny was behind RBZ before they pitted, and Danny's leapfrogged RBZ. So Danny must have pitted at the right. Yeah, he's in the race.
Is it not? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So Danny.
That's pretty mad, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danny actually absolutely
timed.
He timed the intermediate tyre stage to perfection. He pitted that lap earlier, and it's worked out, isn't it? He's actually got up into the provisional lead of the race. So GG to that man, and he's going to be on set for a win in this. Well, could be on set for the win, definitely.
Yeah. Commentators curse me. Well, I've had plenty of those this year. So I'm going to touch wood that doesn't happen. Melanie, I mean, I need to apologise sincerely to him because the amount of bottle jobs that's been caused by me is a joke. I think every time I say he's going to win, he's always finished 3rd or 2nd. So. Yeah, let's just wait. So Matiz is still behind this pack, and of course these intermediates, they do wear significantly more than those full wet tyres. So yeah, RBZ is now just trying to close in on Matiz in the Williams. Where does Mundo fall out then? Oh, if I say fall out, he's out in 8th place. So yeah, that did cost him time, the fact that his teammate had to come in. I mean, it was his call, definitely, for RBZ. So that's fair enough from Mundo. And yeah. Just unfortunate, really. If that gap was a little bit bigger between those two, they could have probably made the same stop at the same time. That would have probably got Renault with a massive opportunity of maybe even a 1-2 finish.
That shows how big of a difference the wet and the inters are, you know, at this drier stage of the race. Yeah. So in that sense, it's favouring towards it's favoured towards Danny in a sense, and it's lost Commando as well and RBZ time. If I was staying at that extra lap longer, to show that I think Danny perfected that pit stop window perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we see the Red Bull just still leading, is there any little... I just want to get a little fight in here, because I don't think there are any at the moment, but we'll keep our eyes open, I think. Yeah, Delta actually going up the inside of one of the Force Indians. That's Taylor the Vol he's making a move on, I think. Or Taylor the Vol's trying to make a move on him. Either way, it's a little fight for P11 here. And Taylor the Vol just trying to go around the outside on turn 11. This is going to be, they nearly make contact. It's a little bit of a difficult braking zone, this one. Can lock the inside right. And he's just having to stick behind that Manor for now. And it's still pretty nip and tuck between these two. Can the Force India get a move done? In fact, the Manor goes a little bit deep through 14. And very, very close. As we see, RBZ sets the pace. But I think that's all but over, I think, maybe, for these two. So the Volt, let's just see as he comes through the final corner. I don't think he's going to get a move on the Manor, and he will not. So I think Manor might have come into the pits. Anyways. Right, what else can we know?
Oh, the fight between Maranzano and the Red Bull. It's, who is that? Lars.
That's Lars. Yeah, Lars is actually... yeah. Nice Canadian connection.
Lars is gone. Yeah, he's very easy. So that's interesting.
Yeah. All right then. So yeah, Lars actually left, so he's joined back. I didn't even see that. In fact, he's now going to come out right behind Joe in the Force India. He will, if he can get back into his car now. He's in a scrap now with Joe in the Force India, so that'll be an interesting watch because we know how aggressive those two could be.
Obviously having a little look with Matiz now, and this is for the second place, and this could be a theoretical second place. To see how all the strategy code plans out right now. So Matiz, Abs trying to get past Matiz, so Matiz gets to pit, and this is going to be needed to try and mount an attack on Danny M7. Danny M7 is not far up the road, but Danny is doing a very good job up there. And yeah, it seems to be that Malaysia is a good track for Danny. It's played with him a little bit, and it's given him some good fortune. And today it's one of those days he's timed it well, and he's in this race. But now obviously need to get past Matiz. It needs to happen. We can try
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, let's just see. Take us through it.
Exit the last corner now. It's in the slipstream of RG Matiz. Matiz pulls to the right hand side. He's just trying to break the slipstream a little bit. No, Matiz cannot, well, obviously cannot get past him. Now, with all this leaving and joining, we know, VSC deployed.
VSC, right. That was because V6 retired. Now, if you note, V6 was actually running just behind Mundo in that Mercedes. He was actually doing a pretty good job before the pit stops. But now, he's had to retire and he's left the session. So he's out of the race completely, and the VSC is now deployed. So, that's not ideal. The timing of the VSC, I mean, it could have played into the hands of Matiz, possibly. I mean, if you come in then for another set of inters, I'm not sure how long the inters last. I'm not sure what sort of just how long the wear is on those inters around here. Tyre in general is not great around here, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they're quite durable, so I think you can be quite nice on them. But yeah, I don't know. It seemed, I was saying earlier when people kept leaving and joining, we know how it works in this game is that it causes the slipstream glitch. It could be happening now, and it's now gone. And I think actually Abs actually had a pretty decent restart. He's right on the back of Matiz, and here he goes. He goes to the left hand side on the inside. Yeah, and he goes. Oh, they've made a little bit of
banging wheels.
Banging. And does Matiz obviously go around the outside? He needs to make it stick. It's risky. This is for the championship. You know full well that Matiz will take less risks, and he's gone around the outside as RBZ. He gets the second place and takes it away from Matiz, and that's a really good move just off the ESC. So he took the opportunity when he had it. But look at that. Danny is right up the road too. So obviously can see Danny, and he'll be looking to chase him down for the lead once again. But Matiz in third place, doing a sublime job, I would say, to be back up there and keeping up with the leaders. Pace is looking pretty decent at the moment on those much more worn inters, but it's drying up even more. I do think slick tyres are coming, so actually, I think this is actually a theoretical third place for Matiz, because the track's drying.
Yeah, it just all depends on his wear, really, doesn't it? I mean, as we said, I know these tyres can be durable. It just depends on how long he can take them. I mean, if he can take them to the dry period, fantastic. And if he doesn't lose too much to RBZ, that's even better. but it's just how much, because you see it seems just a loss of grip is happening right now, and yeah, we can see it if you ride on board with him, just a little bit sideways through 3, or just a tad, and yeah, Maranzano, as we said, is now 4th. Joe, where the hell is Lars? Lars is actually out behind Mundo. Wow, that is quite big. Okay then, so Mundo is 6th at the moment, as we said. I'm going to have a look at the penalties, see if there are any. Can't imagine there'll be many.
Manny's in 8th, Court's in 9th, so he's in a really good recovery drive, and Taylor's in 10th,
yeah.
getting the last point.
Actually, we mentioned drivers starting on intermediates. Maranzano started on intermediates. Now, I was completely oblivious to that he's in 4th place, and he started on those inters. Apparently, he didn't make a pit stop, so he's gained a lot out of this as well at the moment. But let's just wait and see, of course.
He's done a Matiz here, so he's at the Matiz of the midfield.
Yeah, there's only I can't expect there'll be too many penalties. There's a couple of warnings for Joe, but oh, there's a penalty for Lars. Lars has a penalty, which is notable. Melanie, of course, I know wouldn't have anything. Taylor the Vol actually had a stop-go penalty on the opening lap of the race, apparently. So.
Oh, Kilwell's lost it, and oh god, he really has lost it there, hasn't he? And RS Hamilton, the ghosting that RS Hamilton is got back past him, so he needs to get past him again. So it's like a monster. Well, it looks like a.
Has anyone come into the pits? I wonder. Probably not just yet. No, not just yet. The gap, if we want to look between the leaders, is just 2.7 seconds. So it is definitely it can be made up easily. We're only on lap 12 of lap 28, so we've got another fair few laps to go yet. 16 if you want. So yeah, let's just wait on that front. Let's just see where everyone else is on track. As I was going to take you through penalties and everything, but there's really no point because these guys are doing such a good job, staying pretty clean at the moment. So yeah, I'm getting a lovely helicopter shot. I'm quite liking that.
Yeah, I got that earlier in the first
Melanie has come in. Melanie, actually, I think he's the first to pit onto dry tyres. He's gone onto the medium set of tyres here, Melanie. So let's just see what his pace is like.
Well, he's rolled the dice, hasn't he? Because like he sees it as he's got nothing much to lose. He's in the bottom end points, really was. So he sees it as, well, you know what? Let's try and juggle the ball a little bit and let's try and do something with it and see if this can work out. And he's look on board with him. And let's see, he'll be struggling for the initial phase whilst the tyres get up the temperature. But you know what? That might have been a good move. You never know. So he's going to enter. We'll see how he drives, how he's getting on with them. He's understeering a little bit, but traction-wise, he's okay. He's spreading the throttle a little bit more. For the left-right is a good indicator to see, and he's obviously struggling with a little bit of grip. But actually, he's taking it pretty well. So he's okay, I think. Actually, it might have been. He won't lose too much time. It's almost as if it's through the inter-crossover stage. And he's actually doing okay. Double right-handers, understeering a little bit.
Let's check what Danny does. I think Danny's going to come in. Danny indeed does come in. What about RBZ? Yeah, he follows him in suit as well. Matiz comes in. So crucially, as we said, he's managed to take these inters to the dry period, and he's actually not too far behind RBZ now either. He's actually kept that gap pretty good. So good stuff on his part. Joe as well. Commando actually goes around the outside of Joe into the pits. So yeah, that's going to be. That's fine. Matiz goes on to hard tyres, so I think his plan may. I'm not sure whether he can get to the end on that, but yeah, so does RBZ. So, what about Danny? What does he do? He has gone on to. That is the hard tyres as well. So, everyone coming on for hard. So, Melanie going on mediums was maybe he should have gone on to hards in all truth. But where is Melanie in all of this?
Last corner.
He's
so here he comes.
Yeah, he's around the final corner. Yeah, how many positions is he going to gain from this? I mean. Maybe gains the positions he lost, but the 9th, 8th, keep going.
Yeah, about where he was actually. Yeah.
So
yeah, he didn't lose too much time there. So he did a good job to roll the dice there. He didn't lose too much, and you know he tried to see if he can get some sort of catch up a little bit, and yeah, he's about where he was. So actually, not a bad decision for him.
Ooh. Okay. Also notable, Maranzano has jumped Matiz, I believe, in the pits because Maranzano is 3rd. So that's pretty good on his. In fact,
big gap, isn't it?
Jesus,
big gap.
Matiz has lost massive amounts, hasn't he?
Maybe.
Not sure. Maybe he just got held up in the pits.
Maybe, yeah, because he had
front wing,
maybe front wing as well. Actually, don't remember seeing him losing it. So maybe he just got held up because we saw a big train of cars, and yeah, that's probably expected.
Well, Matiz is 11 seconds, albeit 12 behind
We've
the
got
race
Joe
leader.
leading
So,
a massive pack of Carmundo and Lars here. 3 of those guys going with it. So we'll see how this all hooks up between these 3. I think it's going to be a quite interesting battle for top 5 here between these 3.
yeah, absolutely. Let's just wait and see what Mundo can do. Joe goes a bit deep. Mundo, orthodox, cuts across the corner, but probably gets away with it. No DRS, of course, just yet.
Yeah, actually,
No, actually, there is DRS. Okay, that's weird. Anyways, so...
someone's paid.
Lars come in.
Lars, yeah. Drive-through penalty,
so
perhaps?
Lars comes into the drive-through penalty. Yeah, it's got to be. There's no other reason why. Let's just see if Mundo... It looks like the slipstream glitch is in effect here because he's not closing at all on... Melanie, meanwhile, goes fast as all, but Mundo didn't close up at all, really, to Joe with the DRS, which is a real shame because it means that potentially we have the slipstream glitch in effect. So, yeah. What about
That's a bit of a mare, isn't it? This is horrible.
Yeah. And this can be quite such a power-hungry track. That's not what you need.
Especially for someone like Maranzano versus Matiz, because Matiz is in 4th place. He's recovered to get some points. He's closing the gap. If Matiz doesn't have the front line speed, Maranzano could be set for P3 here. Clearwell goes fast enough, 40.7. He's quite far down the field. Now, I don't know if he will do ice either. Let's have a look where he is. He is in 14th, and he's in the first couple of corners, so he's had a really meh race. Danny is getting caught by RBZ as well.
Yeah, what's the gap between Danny and RBZ before I'm shouting my head off?
It's like 8 tenths.
So he's DRS range, yeah. He could get the move done here, RBZ, then, as he's trying to close up even more to that Red Bull. And the Red Bull was trying to weave out of the slipstream almost as they came onto the back straight, that is. And let's just see if RBZ can get a move done in towards turn 1. The gap looks a bit big, and of course if the slipstream... RBZ responding to Danny straight away at 37.2. That's some 3 seconds faster I think we saw from the killer way. I'm not sure though. So Danny then is just trying to hold this... they nearly make contact. They're so close at the moment. Can Danny just hold on for another few corners? It's going to be so difficult because RBZ just looks pretty much on it this race at the moment. It's a race for the lead then. Will RBZ go for the move into turn 4? He's going to think about it, but he thinks much better of it into 4. So what about 5 and 6? YGZ goes fastest of all, so whoever wants that fastest lap, then they can go out and get it at the moment.
36.9, yeah. So everyone's tumbling down the times. It gets the track gets faster and faster and faster, but RBZ is looking all over the back of Danny M7 and looking like RBZ just basically got the better dry pace. And his pace overall would be better. As RBZ a little low, but he's just not close enough. So what Danny has to do is he has to make sure he gets a fantastic exit off that right-hander, go onto the back straight before the main straight.
Yeah.
He needs to make sure he neutralises that, and if he does that, and his slipstream glitch is taking an effect, he'll be okay. It's all about keeping and making sure he doesn't make a single mistake. It's all about making no mistake possible.
He's locked up a bit. Yeah.
Going deeper into that corner tends to get you a better run actually, but look, RBZ is right there and he's got the DRS open and he can have the slipstream, but it's just not happening, is it? It's not really closing the gap.
He's having to make the organic overtake.
Yeah. He's pushing him. He's pushing. Oh my god. Yeah. It's the apex speed of that. 15. The apex speed of RBZ. He's got so much confidence. And he's just trying to push through, but what does he do? What Matiz?
He's gonna go for the move on the inside, no contact! RBZ's around! He's lost the back end, RBZ! What on earth was he thinking? He was so far back on Danny, and he's lost out completely. What was Danny doing? I'm not sure whether he's trying to slow up or anything, but...
Maybe it's his mistake, I don't know. But I didn't see it from the onboard perspective, I don't know if you saw it from the onboard, but it did look quite far back. I'm surprised that RBZ did that, and if I was Danny, I'd be like, you know what? No, I'm not going to actually give him the space, because Danny was on the outside. Danny didn't really turn into him. It just almost as if RBZ went flat out straight onto him, as if he missed his braking zone a little bit. So if I was Danny, I wouldn't have waited up, I would have continued on, but that's fair enough.
Also, note on this one, Maranzano is third. Just behind is Matiz. Matiz has closed up so much over the course of these fighting laps between Danny and RBZ. And this gives Matiz this little bit of confidence. So game on again for the championship, it seems. And can Maranzano just hold firm against Matiz, who looks pretty sound at the moment? This strategic call at the moment looks pretty decent. So let's just see what he can do on Maranzano. He's going to be within DRS range as he heads through turn 14. A little bit of a lock-up, not too bad though. Gets it nice. Hits the apex, lovely through there. What about his exit? Can he get the move done on the Toro Rosso and the run down in towards the final corner, turn 15? He doesn't seem to be, he's closing a little bit. Can he get the move done into 15? He's going to go for it. The Toro Rosso, he forced him wide basically, not like deliberately of course, but to get the move done, that's exactly pretty good move from Matiz. Gets himself into P3 in this race with 11 laps to go.
Very good indeed, yeah. And Matiz, I think now that obviously we'll see that and thinking, for fuck's sake, you know, this guy was down in like 16th place at the start, and he's called the strategy very well.
Mundo's going for 5th place on Joe as we head into turn 1. Mundo at the inside, can't get the move done. Joe goes a bit deep, trying to hold the inside line here. It will be for the second part of the corner. Mundo gets a bit of an undercut on him though, switchback I should say, on him, and just stays behind. So yes, what's the gap between the two leaders? It's 1.2 seconds. This could be still pretty close between these two. And someone's left the session. Could we see a safety car?
You never know.
Spice things up.
That'd be quite funny if it does deploy.
Yeah. Dry conditions I think are the way forward from this point onwards.
Delta 44 Stowings to let you know. He lost his front wing. Delta 44's actually had a spin somewhere. I don't know what's happened to him. Yeah,
Delta 44 left the session from what I saw, so that's maybe a bit of contact with the car ahead of him. Who knows? It's annoying for Lars actually. We said Lars had that drive-through penalty. He's all the way down in 10th. So after being I had a really good start, did Lars, but he's lost it all with a pretty clumsy penalty to get, in all truth. Melanie's actually 7th, so he's done a pretty good job on those mediums. Mundo yet again, round 2, ding ding ding, between OMG It's Joe and Commando as we head into turn 15. Who's going to get this, will this fight finally be over between these two? It could be like Mayweather and McGregor. Who knows as we head into DRS. Joe versus Mundo. As we head down the main straight we go. Can Mundo get enough slipstream to just get the move done on the Force India? The Force India does a really good job to defend, but look at that move from Mundo. It's so outrageous. Goes for a bit of a lunge around the outside. Can he hold him on the inside of 2? Joe keeping him honest, trying to give him every opportunity. Joe comes through the switchback, nearly touched through there, but turn 3 and Mundo a bit of
Joe's pinned in front.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because we saw Joe just literally slightly. He almost oversteered, and it's like he's pinned back in front. So I don't know what's happening when Comando's scream out. I don't know if it's happening in his screen either, but Commando trying his best, absolute best. He tried to go for an audacious move around the outside, and that nearly worked out. I think that's almost surprised Joe a little bit in that sense.
Yeah, he done a really good job trying to defend the position, Joe, but he didn't even think of what turn 2 could hold. That is a real shame about, well, not a shame, it's a real advantage to the car behind in that sense. If you go for the defensive, move the car ahead, I mean, you've got all that room around the outside on turn 2, which comes to the inside line. It gives you a much better exit. Then you've got to try and switch it and just get it done through turn 3. It's a really weird complex of corners, that. So it's similar to maybe China, but not so like aggressive, if you will. So what's the gap between RBZ and Danny? It's actually under a second. Yeah. Pretty close between these two at the moment then, and we've got a good 9 laps to go in this race, and it's pretty close between these two. Of course, made contact just a few laps ago. I think Danny slowed up as we discussed. We weren't sure why. Let's just wait and see on what RBZ can do in the Renault. Can he get the move done on Danny in the Red Bull? It's going to be interesting, to say the least. What about Matiz?
Commando and Joe are going against again. They're going again, and Commando's on the inside to the left park. Oh my gosh, Joe's on the right hand side. Commando's going to try to go around the outside, but no, Joe gets a superior traction on the right hand side, and he's gone again. So Joe mastering that second corner, getting a better run, and he's kept in front. He's pulled a little bit of a gap, so Commando almost struggles to that second corner, particularly on the inside as Joe forces him on that. So Commando once again trying his absolute best, almost desperate to try and get past the Force India driver because of the DRS. He just can't, and there's a slipstream because he just can't do it. So he has to go for those outside moves, and Joe will realise that, and he knows, obviously, he's learned that that's what Commando's trying to do all the time. And it's actually Commando's got a really good run for the right-hander, and he's trying to size him up here. He's going to the inside. No, he doesn't. He's trying to wait for a better opportunity. He needs to get a good run for this right-hander, going to set himself up. How's the leaders doing currently? Oh, a bit of lag.
It's pretty close between those two as well. As I said, really good defensive driving so far from Joe, doing a really good job, really sound job to hold back Mundo. Of course, takes no prisoners in this. So let's just wait and see. And the two leaders. Well, apparently Danny got a DRS. That may have been because he lapped the car when before the DRS detection point sort of thing. So yeah, he locks up a lot into one. It does mean RBZ's closed up a little bit more. We saw a very close GP2 race, as I said, in qualifying. It was only around 0.5 of a second. This is very close indeed as well. We've got 8 laps to go, and it's a race for the win, I believe, between these two. Going to the end on these set of tyres, it should be.
And Mundo's going to go to the left-hand side, the right-hand side once again. Tries to go, but can't go around the outside. He's going to be on the outside, though, and cut back onto the second corner. He's so close, but he's got maybe a better... No, yeah. Joe again masters the traction. Oh my god, I just don't know.
Yeah, he's
it's
doing
so
a really
hard.
good job, isn't he? Yeah.
He is. He's putting it.
I mean, I've seen this in the past in just different drivers in different leagues, but the point stands. They always go for the same moves and it never works. They need to try something a bit different. And I think that's what Mundo needs to try now. Because Joe, although he's going to get very much compromised because of DRS, it's just Mundo just cannot get enough traction out of turn 3 at the moment to just really cause him any havoc. And it is halting Mundo's charge at the moment, which could be 5th place in this race so far.
Indeed, yeah, and you see these runners are battling away for better points. But yeah, Mundo, I think, needs to do more fake. You need to go left, right. He needs to be a bit ballsy. Like in the past, I took inspiration from Ricardo, where you need to go from one direction to the next and cut up and go up the inside. That's what he needs to try and do. He needs to absolutely just try and dice it a little bit. Try and fake one direction, then to the left, and just be a bit ballsy. Have trust in your...
RBZ going to try and go for a think round the outside into turn 1. They go. He's not going to be close enough just yet. He did seem to get a good run. It's very odd because Danny was trying to break the slipstream almost, but it was really weird actually because it almost seemed RBZ didn't want the slipstream off Danny. Maybe, of course, because of the slipstream glitch. I mean, I'm not sure how effective moving out of it becomes, but still. These two are really close actually, just 2.5 of a second between them at the moment. Still, safety car has been deployed.
Who the hell? Lads. We called that, you called that, didn't we? And to tell you something, that's really throwing a spanner in the works with Matiz, who was far behind, is going to be back with the leading bunch completely. So this has absolutely twisted it on its head. And Matiz has got another chance to win this race. He's from down in like 16th place. He's got a chance of winning this race still. And that's going to be, I think Ives is going to be absolutely rolling his eyes and be like, for fuck's sake, this guy is right behind me now. Why am I in this situation? What is my life? What is my luck? I don't know. But in some ways, that could help Danny a little bit because the DRS will be disabled for 3 laps. Therefore means that the chances of Ives have been trying to get past him have now gone down even more because
it's
there's
the
no
same
DRS
with Matiz
available.
as well, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
It all works. It's just a concertina effect, isn't it? No one's going to be able to pass each other. It's going to be like a bus in a bus lane, isn't it? It's just awful.
As they're so close together, you know, they can try and go for a ballsy move, but you know, it's going to have to be a risky one to pay off.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to make a pit stop. I mean, if someone does, then credit where credit's due. In fact, Danny comes in, RBZ comes in. As I said that, as soon as they come around the final corner, I mentioned a pit stop, and they all come in. In fact, Matiz is in as well. So let's see who will get... Oh, RBZ! Has he got a penalty for that? That was... Because Danny looked... Oh, not too sure, but they're going side by side down the pit lane. Who will come out ahead? Because, in fact, if all these guys behind them pit as well, RBZ comes out ahead of Danny. Yeah, he's jumped Danny. So... What has Danny got to do this season? But he's got a penalty.
He was so quick.
I'm not surely. He didn't get anything. I tell you what, that's lucky. That is very lucky. He looked like he was well over the speed limit coming into the pits there, just pushing it a tad. I mean, of course, if he finishes on the podium, I'll ask him that after the race, but Jesus. That was close. And these guys going on soft tyres. So whatever happens now, it's a push to the end. It is absolutely neck on the line for these guys. Mundo is 4th. So when we said in qualifying he deserves a podium, he's got a chance now.
On the hard
he's
tyre.
P4. Oh, he's on. What? Oh, what
He wasn't late at the
earth
pit,
is
was
that?
he?
I mean,
Because of RBZ.
yeah. Oh dear. Okay. That's not gone well for him then. So, okay, as I was saying, Mundo had a chance. I'm not sure whether that chance has now just gone, but I mean, going on hard tyres. I mean, we know how good Mundo is with his tyres. He doesn't need to brag about it by getting no tyre wear on hard tyres with 4 laps to go. So, okay, it's just yeah. But RB said not getting a penalty for his antics coming into the pit lane there. Maranzano's dropped to 5th. Feisty Ted, meanwhile, has gained a place, I think. He is
Let me tell you
6th.
something. There is a little thing you can do in the pit lane. Now, I don't know if I'm not accusing others of doing it, but maybe you can pause it before the pit entry line. If you do it just before, it means the car slows down completely and your AI takes over. And it means the AI brakes automatically and you avoid a penalty. So you can go all guns blazing into the pit lane, you can press the pause button, bang, and it'll slow your car down and you won't get a penalty. And it's the quickest way of actually going into the pit lane manually. I know that Upton did that, and it did look like the RBZ actually gained a bit of time from that, perhaps. I don't know if he did it, I'm not accusing it, but it seemed a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, he was very good on the brakes if he has managed to get away there. That's just how good your left foot is, really.
But surely, if you brake really late, I'd have thought you'd like make contact with the car in front. Surely you have to. If you're actually not ghosting,
but Danny
if you're not,
ghosted, didn't he?
yeah.
That is weird. Anyways, it's just a case of who can take the win now then, I guess, because of that safety car, or imagine coming around like 25 maybe? 24?
RBZ has let Joe, has done it back to 3, but then done it. What's going on here? Why are they
What's going on? Bit of a, there are better words to describe it, but
Constantino.
Yeah.
What is RBZ doing? He's just trying to play some mind games with Danny and saying, "Alright, mate, I'm the one who's you're gonna be trying for you now, and you're gonna be trying to make a move on me."
Yeah, he will not let him through. That is not going to happen. If that happens, that is absolute sportsmanship. If he just thinks that he deserves a penalty, but like I cannot see that happening. Not in this. This just seems a bit, because this is going to be a fight to the line. This is going to be closer than GP2 yesterday by a long stretch, I'd imagine, because these cars are already pretty close with each other because of the safety car. So yeah, we're talking of GP2 drivers, Melanie is 7th at the moment. He's still, just trying to keep his nerves, trying to keep his cool behind this Mercedes with Feisty Ted at the moment. So, yeah, see what he can do. He's on medium tyres, Melanie. I'm not sure whether he's made another stop. They're bunching so badly as well, aren't they? Yeah. When will the safety car come into the pits? It won't be this lap because the light would have gone off. So it will be the next or the following lap. Let's just wait and see. Of course, next week is the Japanese Grand Prix, if you're all interested. That will be the next race around Suzuka. Tier 1 is back then as well on Friday, so we're not sure we'll stream that, but keep you updated, as they always do, the admins in SRL, so we'll keep you posted on that one. But for now, it's who's going to win the Malaysian Grand Prix before we go on that far, because that seems a distance away from what we have at the moment.
The Twitch chat, Mason said in the chat, RBZ has been known to pause going into the pits to avoid a penalty. ... So I don't know. I don't know if it's right to accuse him of it, but I got it on the stream. It's questionable. In my eyes, it's questionable, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, I'm not sure what will happen. Like whether there'd be an investigation into it, because I mean. That is quite a big, you pause coming into the pit lane, that is quite a significant advantage if the top two were that close coming into the pits. Let's be honest, they were inside each other coming into the pits, so it was a bit, yeah. But anyways, it will just take the race as the classification comes, and that's exactly how I think RBZ will take it. So, you know what, if he's exploiting a problem with the game, then so be it. I can't really question on it, so let's just wait and see. But how is I mean, I wouldn't call a driver of the day just yet either, because we've still got a race for the win here. But who are the biggest movers from this race? Let's take a look at that. That's a bit of a weird one to come out with. But who are the biggest movers? Maranzano come from 9th on the grid. He is 5th. Matiz, as we said, he actually started on pole, but he's done a really good job to come back because he was last, basically, wasn't he? He was just stone dead last. He had a bit of contact with cushion on the opening laps in the wet conditions. He's already, well, I say already third. He's on lap 24. He's third now, but done a really good job on those intermediate tyres. Right, so we're going to be back racing then. It's a 4-lap sprint, maybe 3-lap sprint, in fact. So going to be interesting to see what the top few cars do. Well, they're going to go for it. There's not even a question. These guys, no question, going to go for it. Absolutely. On the line, it just has to happen. Matiz is still going for the championship. RBZ is still going for the championship. Danny is playing Davil's advocate. And as we head into the final few corners, as we see now, turn 14, let's just see what sort of a restart RBZ can get off the line. Or I say off the line. Off this rolling start, if you will. And it is all pretty bunched. You can just see all the cars there. It's a lovely shot when I see that. And yeah, Red Bull, Renault home for a double podium. When will RBZ go away? He'll try and go away now. Danny's on the inside already.
He's going for it.
He's gone for the win there. He's making the move. Oh my goodness me,
Danny's going left-hand side. He's got to take this one now. It's got to be done. He's on the left-hand side. RBZ's been caught out by surprise, and Danny gets into the lead of the race.
What about Mundo? Mundo at the inside as well of Matiz. He's going around the outside. It will be of turn 2. Can he get the move done on the Williams? No, he can't. Really, what a restart from Danny. Brilliant stuff.
Incredible.
Oh
incredible.
My goodness me.
That is what he needed to do. And here comes Command on the inside of Matiz.
Mundo up the inside of Matiz. Can he get him? No.
No, he cannot.
Maranzano going for it. Through 5 and 6, Maranzano in the Toro Rosso can't get the move done. Oh my goodness me. What a restart from Danny.
Absolutely
Jesus.
Incredible. Madness. And he was like, I think RBZ just tried to catch him out a little bit. You know, you can see him backing him up.
Yeah.
And like going slower and going absolutely as slow as he could to make sure he get the better launch out and catch Danny out. But Danny was like, no way, I'm going up the inside. I'm gonna make sure I go up the inside. And of course, RBZ had to leave him the space. But that is incredible. But we look in front now. RBZ is chasing down Danny M7 right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to try everything he can to get past him with 3 laps to go. But obviously, as we said earlier, DRS won't be, I think, available into the last lap of the race because obviously it's 3 laps.
Let's just wait and see what these guys can do then. Because RB said, what a shocking, well, not even a shocking restart. It may have been a moment of brilliance from Danny N7, of course. And what a restart that was. Oh my goodness me. Matiz couldn't get involved on that either. Well, he is closing up a little bit, is Matiz. So we still have this 3-way fight for the win here in Malaysia. But let's just keep on just watching because this is going to be one hell of a scrap, I can imagine now. With a couple of laps to go. It is all to play for in Malaysia for the race win. Danny, what a restart. I just can't get over that restart. That was absolutely immense planning. It wasn't even a plan, was it? He just went for it. I mean,
yeah,
oh my goodness
just remember as well, there's a lot on the line because RBZ wants to win this race to get more points on Matiz. He's seen Matiz go right to the back of the field and he's come back near him. RBZ wants to take as many points as possible and wants to win this race. But you got Danny M7 on the other hand, who's been desperate for a win all season long and he wants this so badly. And I think in some ways that outweighs RBZ's wanting to gain more points on Matiz in a sense. Because when you have that real desire to win, you go for it. And when you got a chance to do it, you go for it. And Danny, you see it, you can see he's really desperate and he wants it badly more. And I think he
But look
might
how
be...
close.
No, yeah, he's there.
He was so close under braking. As you said, you're absolutely right. He just has to go for this. I can't believe he's not won a race this season. That surprised me. But anyways, RBZ is still pretty close to the Red Bull. They're heading on to lap 27, but RBZ trying to get a move done into turn 15, as we can see now. Can he get a move on Danny? He might not go for that dive bomb that he tried a few laps prior to the safety car coming out. Danny goes a bit sideways through there. RBZ gets a pretty good exit, you'd say, off of the final corner. What can Matiz do in all of this? Of course, these two go into contact. Then it's a huge, huge opportunity for Matiz. As we head now into lap 27, it is still
Look
as
at
it was.
Matiz as well, actually. You said that earlier. Matiz is right there. He's right there. And he's like, come on, boys, make some contact. I'm even taking some more. But
Yeah, it'd be happy days, wouldn't it? And
Yeah.
the gospel choir would be out on that front. It's going to be so close between these few cars in the latter stages of this Grand Prix, and what a race this has been from start to finish. RBZ trying to get a better exit out of six, that is, and just trying to get a run into 7. And keeps him honest. Danny is trying to just defend like crazy. This is absolutely on the line, neck on the line. You make a mistake, you have lost this race. And Arby does go so close to the back.
It went deep. He went for it on the brakes as much as he could. He's trying everything. He's throwing everything at Danny. And this would be, I really want Danny to win this race because he would know full well he's been pushed to the absolute limit. He's been pushed so hard by RBZ.
And he goes a bit deep though through their contact.
Matiz is thrown back in Matiz's favour, and Matiz is in second place. It's incredible scenes, and RBZ has experienced a little bit of a slap back in his place because right now Matiz is in second place and will gain points back on RBZ, not lose. He'll gain. That's incredible stuff. And Matiz is going after Danny, but maybe Danny
on the last lap. Yeah, it's the last lap of this Malaysian Grand Prix, and what a crucial moment in this. What a pinnacle moment for the championship. It is so on the line now. RBZ just, I can't believe, this has just gone all wrong for him since the safety car restart. Unbelievable. It is so close now. Can Matiz with DRS get Danny with the final few corners to go here? We only have 10 corners to go in this Malaysian Grand Prix, and Danny just holding on for dear life. This is exactly what he wanted. This race win, it can be his, but it could also be Matiz.
Just bottling it, but yeah, after the saying on to that, maybe the soft tyres are spent because the mediums, they're looking pretty tasty at this stage of the race, and you see that when the tyre wear comes into it, the tyre wear is the master, and Matiz has got the harder compound. Maybe that's giving him a little bit more performance, but I think
the better question to be asking right now is who's going to win this Malaysian Grand Prix. We've only got 3 corners now to go in this Malaysian Grand Prix. One DRS zone could determine this Grand Prix. We are going into turn 14. Matiz's DRS, let's see what he can do. Let's see what he's made of. He's got the attack. He's going offensive on Danny. Can he get the move done into 15? What can he do? He's not going to be close enough. They're going to make contact. Matiz has lost it under braking there, and Danny is going to get the race win in Malaysia. His first of the season, and what a race it was. Danny M7 takes all 25 points in Malaysia.
Hands off to that
my
man.
goodness me.
Brilliant
and a
job.
sigh of relief.
Brilliant job. And Monster gets 9th place with 2 points. He take that actually. He's had a bit of a mess season as well actually. So decent points for the Williams driver there. But absolutely so proud of Danny. He was absolutely pushed by RBZ. He got pushed by Matiz at the end. That man deserves that win. That is one of the best wins I've seen. Actually, that if I was able to vote for the win of the season, that's the one I would say. That was incredible. It was all on the line. Last lap into the last corner. There you go. There's your classification. Matiz, obviously, Danny M7 wins the race as I'm caught up in all this excitement. And RG Matiz, after starting on the intermediate compound tyres, he was down in 16th place, had to come back through it again. He's finished in 2nd place, second behind. RBZ in 3rd after bottling it, and that's unfortunate. But his Renault teammate Comundo in 4th place. That's decent points for Renault, but that's good for him. Marazone in P5, very good points finish for him. 6th place for Fireset, Omega Joe in 7th. Gorge Crab getting 8th place from 14th on the grid, and the SRL Monster 17th, getting 9th place in the end, and Taylor Volt in 10th. And you got Melanie, SRL Cushion, and you got Jessica Lars, Iris Hamilton, Delta 44, Killer Whale 48, V6 Racing, and Stratjo rounding it all up. So there you go. I have to say, looking at these in terms of the biggest mover, you've got to say that, oh my god, I think it's SRL Monster's the biggest mover up, so maybe he'll be my driver of the day.
But
actually,
a good job actually as Monster, isn't he?
Danny might actually even be my driver of the day because, you know, he looked pretty decent in qualifying. He didn't get the qualifying he wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant.
I can't believe that. It's just, I'm not really ever speechless, but that was some bloody drive. That was